Have you ever wanted to create something really cool and unique using AI Studio, but wasn't quite sure how to get the animations right or what was available? Well, I have a solution for you here today. My name is Savia, and I'm an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners down here in Miami, Florida. And we're going to go ahead and walk through a quick tutorial on how to integrate a library called GSAP in your AI Studio to be able to build some incredible animations and interactions for your audience to enjoy, to be able to build up your brand even higher on AI Studio. Let's go ahead and begin. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I think that's a good idea. So let's see here. Give me one moment. There we go. Give myself some more light there. There you go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and share my screen. I want to show something really cool that I built using the GSAP library. And if you're interested in, at the end of this video, I'm going to offer a small library of different effects that you can try out. If you want access to this library, go ahead and comment the word GSAP in the comments there, and then I'll be able to send that over to you. You can use this for your e-commerce website on AI Studio. Makes it really interactive and fun, right? We have our accordions. And take a look at that effect. That's kind of cool, right? That blur effect and that shine effect. Yeah. All right. So this is going to be more of a design kind of tutorial today using GSAP and animation. So this will be fun. Just to kind of show you how this works here. Here's the library, the animation library that I can send over to you. It has over 148 effects that I've curated for you. And you see one of them right there with the hover of the light with the mouse. That one's really cool. But yeah, if you go ahead and comment the word, I'll send you a few here. If you each one of them come with a demo and a code snippet that you can use to apply it towards your AI Studio. This is built for HighLevel's AI Studio. Okay, so let me know if you need it or if you want it. Comment the word GSAP. All right, let's begin in AI Studio from scratch. All right, let's get out of my website. Here's another website, by the way, that I built. If you want to take a look at something that was also built in AI Studio using GSAP, you can really tell a unique story here. Look at that. Zoom in, opening doors. Some really cool stuff that you can do here to really share that story of your brand. But let's go ahead and jump in to our AI Studio. And we're going to go ahead and begin. If you weren't here yesterday, we actually built a full integration support ticket tracker as well. It integrates with a database and it integrates with GPT to be able to summarize tickets and things like that. So it's a full support ticket system that you can integrate right into your HighLevel. If you want that as well, go ahead and comment the word ticket and I can connect with you and we can get that going and installed into your HighLevel account. And if you're new to HighLevel, I do have a link in the description that gives you free 30 days. And now is a really good time to jump in because we have AI for free up until August 31st. You can build whatever you want at whatever level for your business or for somebody else's business. Start making money for free until August 31st. So you're in the right place here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my framework. If you're unfamiliar with my framework, it's Cupid. It's what it's called. CUPID. The U is going to be silent, but it's C for consulting, P for planning, I for implementation, D for deploy. And together, that's Cupid. I've made it Cupid because you're going to fall in love with what you get from this framework. Okay? So let's start with consulting. That's going to be the easiest way to start. what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and type to AI to ask. So just to give you a little framework, no pun intended, of AI Studio. AI Studio is a React-based platform to build apps, right? So when you first start, you're going to see something looking like this, okay? You can build whatever you want, right? And that ambiguity, that black hole, feels a little intimidating sometimes. Well, this framework is here to support you and guide you so you actually don't start with the build. Even though AI Studio encourages you, let's build this, let's build that. Oh my God, you can build this. Yeah, no, we're going to start with the consulting phase, which is just purely talking to our virtual assistant. I call my AI my virtual assistant because it is technically a member of your team. So let's go ahead and jump in. Technically, get it? Fun? No, that was fun, right? That just came out of nowhere. There you go. Oh, and for those photographers out there, this is a really fun one that I made. This is also GSAP built in with the cursor animation, the scroll effects. This is all GSAP that you can integrate. So the possibilities are infiniteless with what you can build with AI Studio. It's quite impressive. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to use my example of my soda pop that I built. It's called Aura. And I have the images here already for my soda pop. I built them using Ask AI and some other AI tools like GPT Image to be able to build out this beautiful can of Aura. Makes me want to drink it too. It's nice. All right, so here we go. We always begin with some context, right? Oh, hold on. So we're going to say today, well, let's greet them. Hello. Today, I wanted to build out a brand campaign landing page for my new soda. What did I call it? Aura. It comes in a can of 3 flavors. We're going to say yuzu, forest, and citrus. Did I spell citrus right? You know, when you look at some words, you're like, what the heck? Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Now, here's the important thing to say. Don't do anything yet. We are just talking here. Okay? That is your stop gate. This is where you are able to maintain control. Okay? So with this now, we now have the ability to continue the conversation without it actually jumping to the build, because that's what it's prone to. That's what it's nurtured to. Just jump from here to the build. And that's what creates that overwhelm and even probably that put it into the black hole and boom, you get whatever you get, right? And that causes a lot of disappointment from some people. But this is how you can keep control and really get and fall in love with what you get, even from your first draft. So we're going to say, don't do anything yet. We are just talking here. I want to use the GSAP library and Linus for scroll, trigger, actions. I want this to be the campaign landing page with a interactive lead magnet. Well, we can add the lead magnet later if we wanted to. I want this to be a campaign landing page that has different animated sections that talk all about the product. Since this is an imaginary soda brand, I would like you to come up with the campaign and details. If you already have some details about your campaign, please do that, because that would even be more relevant to you. But this is just an imaginary thing for me. So here we are. I would like to come up with a campaign and details about the product. At the I want some CTAs to that open up a fun modal pop-up that asks for the user's email and name to stay updated when the soda is released, when the product is released. We got released. I already have 3 images of the soda can that you can use. So please let me know when you are ready for that. Don't do anything yet. I just want to know your thoughts on this project. Now, I always say that I want to know your thoughts, because then it gives your virtual assistant, your AI virtual assistant, autonomy to be able to even push back on some things with you, be able to look around corners for you, to be able to talk you through different ideas, right? Just like a member of your team, to really go back and forth. That's the iteration part, and that's the magic. That's where everything comes together. And then we have planning, which is the contract which locks in those ideas. I just want to know your thoughts on this project. What are some things we can do on this campaign website that can make it even more interactive? I'd love some ideas here. I really want to make use of the GSAP library and all it can do, so we can make a highly engaging and interactive experience on this website. I want to focus, scroll trigger is a big one for me. So scroll trigger is a library of different, it's a library within GSAP that allows you to animate different things you can, when you scroll, right? Like we saw, like when you scroll down, the can enlarged and it disappeared, and you could do a bunch of stuff. What, I'm gonna ask it again. What do you think? What do you think? All right, so I think we have enough here. We can go ahead and just preliminarily just submit this here. And it already gave it or a soda can campaign, or a soda campaign. Yep. Excuse me. Now, ordinarily, right, you would have something already pop up on the right side. But did you know that AI Studio actually uses Ask AI that allows you to actually just talk with it if it wants to, right? So this sounds like an incredible project. GSAP with Linux for smooth scrolling is the perfect stack for an awards level, highly immersive brand experience. Look at that. So awards is a website that features different inspirational creations. And actually, that's a good idea. I wanted to search for different ideas through that. Since Aura has a natural, vibrant flavors, here are a few interactive concepts we can build with GSAP Scroll Trigger. A pinned product reveal. We pin the soda can in the center of the screen as the user scrolls. The background sections slide up, changing the environment colors. Parallax depth. We can add floating elements like yuzu slices, pine needles, bubbles. Great typography masking. I love that. Fill your aura. That acts as a clipping mask. Filled with vibrant liquid animations or colors. Magnetic interactions occur. Oh, yes, perfect. Yes, I love all four of these ideas. You are brilliant. I always like to give my AI a little bit of credit and um, some accreditation to its ideas. Right? It's give it some a push of confidence. Right? Um, I really like the idea you had around awards. Oops. Awards. Anyway, can you please do some research on that website for ideas for what we are looking for and see what other creators are doing? Maybe there are other libraries we can even use to make it even a cooler experience. Um, Also, I want you to do competitive research, please, on other soda brands in our niche to ensure we stay on top of the competition. Look at their copy, how they lay out the product, and make sure if you notice any patterns from the most successful brands. Let's try to implement this into our creative strategy. When you come back from research, please give me a summary of what you found and how that filters into some new ideas that you gained from your exploration. No building yet, just research and reporting back, please. Great. So we're not building yet. We're still in the consulting phase. We're asking it to do some competitive research. It's asking it to do some inspiration for design. It knows about awards.com. So we can actually literally just have it search, do research, and come back with a full holistic idea, just like a strategist would. And it's all in the context of our build here. Okay. All right, so I did some research here, right? I just wrapped up the research on both technical awards and competitive modern soda brands. Here's a summary of what's working out there and how we can use it to make Aura stand out. Competitive research, Olipop, Poppy, and Culture Pop. What they do well, the positioning, they don't sell health drinks, they sell soda. They tap into nostalgia but remove the guilt. The design, their websites use massive, vibrant color blocking, bold retro typography, and highly approachable, punchy copy. The gap for Aura Poppy lean heavily into a retro diner pop art aesthetic because Aura's flavors are yuzu fluorescent. We have a massive opportunity to lean into modern, botanical, and ethereal aesthetic. Less pop art, more premium, immersive nature. Awards in tech research, GSAP and WebGL. What top creators are doing, WebGL and GSAP. The most awarded sites now are combining GSAP for scroll trigger with WebGL, 3.js for fluid shaders to create liquid distortions in 3D diff. The pinned journey, a massive trend is keeping the product perfectly centered while the entire world morphs around it as you scroll. Immersive typography, here's screen filling text that interacts with the user's scroll or mouse, often acting as a window clipping mask into video or 3D content. New creative ideas for the Aura campaign. Based on this research, here's how we would synthesize these, and that's the word I was looking for, these trends into highly engaging GSAP experiences for Aura. The flavor biome scroll, we pin the Aura can in the center of the screen. As the user scroll, the background doesn't change colors. It transitions through parallax environments. Yuzu, bright sunlight yellow, forest background, blah, 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 citrus, and explosion of vibrant orange. The liquid aura fill effect when you use GSAP to animate glowing fluid gradient behind the can that mimics a literal aura. As you switch flavors, the aura morphs and shifts dynamically. Magnetic taste cursor, a cursor that inverts colors when hovering over text and snaps magnetically to our join the waitlist CTA. Copywriting angels, refresh your aura. Nature in a can, or ethereal soda, we position as a premium mood-boosting refreshment. How do these directions feel? If you're ready, we can lock in the layout design and grab all 3 images from you to start building the first action. Great. This feels great. If you feel confident with what we have, oh, you know what? I'm going to say, this feels great. Did you look at the different types of fonts they use? Fonts and font styles they use as well? I'm going to just repeat, don't do anything yet. Still talking here. And we're just going to ask it the question. Because font is very important to telling the story. So we don't want just any kind of average font. We want the font to be intentional. Typography is one of the biggest differentiators in modern beverage space. Here's what the landscape looks like. Competitors, peppy. Since our botanical, we should avoid overusing retro look. I recommend pairing a stunning high contrast serif like Instrumented Serif or a massive animated headline to make it premium feel, grounded by clean modern sans serif like Manrope or Space Squisher in the body copy. This will make Aura feel like a high-end lifestyle brand. How does that typography direction feel? That feels great. Can I send you the images of the cans and we can jump into planning? And see, we're not building anything yet. Literally says, welcome to blank app. All right, so now we're going to upload the images of the cans. So we're going to go here for 3 cans. We're going to paste it here. Here are the images of the cans for each flavor. Please, when planning, I'd love you to create a technical and creative brief in a way like you'd be passing this off to a developer and designer to build. This brief should be super thorough. 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 Okay. Again, you don't need to know how to spell it to do this either, so that's totally fine. This brief should be super thorough and should especially cover what we are building, why we are building it, and how we are building it, dependencies, folder and file scaffold, right? How the folder is going to be aligned. So we really align on where to find things and what each file does, right? Folder and file scaffold and what each file does. Thorough breakdown for consideration for animation and interaction, for scrolling and mouse over. And finally, a phased breakdown of how the build will be made and what is included in each phase. That last one is really important as well, because if, and it will, your AI studio or your AI agent or whatever, your virtual assistant here goes off and starts building something and say, okay, I'm done. And you're like, wait, weren't we supposed to do this? You can actually relate back to the phase where it mentioned that it's going to do that in your breakdown here. This brief is for technical and creative audiences. This brief is for the technical and creative designer and builder. Just giving it another kind of concept of why we're building it, how we're building it. Boom. I put in the images, and now we have everything that it needs, right? So now we're just waiting. And it's going to be really, really amazing. I'm very excited. So right now, it's going to be making that technical brief. Here we are. It made the brief. And look at the details here. Oof, look at that. All right. Of technical and creative brief for the Aura campaign. I have also initialized our internal task tracker to match the phase breakdown below, so we are ready to build as soon as you give the green light. Aura, a technical and creative brief. The vision, what we are building, a premium single-page interactive campaign landing page for Aura, launching 3 introductory flavors, Yuzu Bloom, Forest Floor, and Cosmic Citrus. See, it got those names from the can images, so boom, we know that it read that. Why are we building it? The modern soda market is saturated with retro pop aesthetics. Aura will stand out by leaning into an ethereal, botanical, and highly premium identity. The goal is to create an immersive awards level digital experience that drives high intent waitlist signups. How are we building it? We will be using React Vite Foundation. That's a given because we're working in AI Studio. Styled with Tailwind, powered by GSAP, Scroll Trigger, and Linus for Battery School hijacking complex timeline animations. Technical dependencies, animation is GSAP. Scroll Trigger is Smooth Scroll is Linus. UI components is Redux UI. Icons is Lucid. Typography, okay. I'm noticing one thing we're missing here. I want to see if it mentions it. Do you think it would be a good idea to include WebGL? This is just something from my experience and my knowledge, right? So this is coming in as I'm a web developer as well. Traditionally working with like HTML, CSS, JavaScript in the beginning, then going into PHP, and then now building with, from PHP, building in WordPress, and then now building directly with AI and vibe coding. But this is a new level of vibe coding for sure. Do you think it would be a good idea to include WebGL and 3.js into dependencies for this experience to make it more immersive? Ooh, another idea that we could play with if we have some extra time here. And dependencies for this experience to make it more immersive. We're just asking this question here. Let's see to also. So we're going back and forth. It's gonna evaluate if we need that, right? And then it'll add it on if it's like, oh yeah, that would be a good idea. That's a great question. WebGL and 3JS are the gold standard for ultra immersive awards field, but there's a catch based on your current assets. Since we have 2D images of the can rather than 3D models, using 3.js to render the cans themselves wouldn't add much value. However, we could use WebGL 3.js just for the backgrounds to create interactive fluid shaders, liquid ripples, or particle systems that react to the mouse. Let's stick to pure GSAP and standard DOM elements for phase 1 with advanced CSS masking filters, 3D forms, and GSAP scroll trigger. We can achieve incredible depth and parallax using 2D images while keeping the site blazing fast and lightweight. If we build it and feel the background needs extra liquid, I'm going to just say, because we're not going to go back to this, I'm going to say, actually, if it's okay with you, I'd actually love to go right off the bat with including WebGL and 3.js. I'm curious, can you make the cans 3D? We're going to say, don't do anything yet. We are still talking. Curious, can you make the cans 3D? Is that possible using a another library of sorts? Let's see what it does. I love the ambition. Going straight to WebGL will absolutely give us the top tier award-winning feel. To answer your question about making the 3D cans, yes, but with a slight catch. Because the images you provided are 2D photos of the cans with existing lighting and perspective baked in, we can't easily turn them into a perfect 360 degree rotating 3D models. To do true 3D, we usually need the flat, unwrapped label art work to wrap around a 3D cylinder. However, we have two really cool options using React 3 Fiber, the React library for 3.js. The Faux 3D 2.5 shader effect. We keep your 2D images but apply a custom WebGL depth shader to them. When the user moves their mouse or scrolls, you can the can shifts and distorts slightly, giving the illusion of real 3D volume and depth without needing a 3D model. Or the 3D cylinder projection, we build a 3D can in geometry in 3.js and project your 2D images onto the front of it. We won't be able to spin it 360, the back would be blank or distorted, but we can give it a slightly realistic 30-degree rotation on scroll, complete with dynamic 3D lighting and reflections. We can pair either of these with fully 3D WebGL backgrounds, think floating 3D UZ particles, fluid liquid simulations, and volumetric lighting that the can interacts with. Which approach for the can sounds better? I'm going to ask it. Which one I trust in your thought on this? Which one do you think would be a better move to create the best experience for an awards nominated site? For an awards nominated experience, I highly recommend going with 2.5 shader illustrated paired with a fully 3D WebGL background. Here's why: the images you provided are beautiful, highly quality photographs with lighting, shadows, and reflections already baked in. If we wrap those onto a 3D cylinder and rotate it, the baked-in shadows will rotate with the can, which breaks the illusion of reality and can look a bit unpolished. Instead, by using WebGL displacement, look at this. It's giving me professional opinions on how I should do. This is why consulting is so important. Instead, by using custom WebGL displacement shaders on the 2D can, we can create a mesmerizing liquid lens or depth effect when the user moves their mouse. It feels incredibly premium and intentional. When we then surround that can with true 3D environment like floating UZ particles and volumetric lighting that reacts to the scroll. This is a classic award technique, flawless 2D art direction elevated by a 3D interactive environment. Does that direction feel right to you for the Aura blend? We can start laying out the technical foundation whenever you're ready. Yes, that sounds great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and update the plan for the technical. Let's go ahead and update the plan first, so we have a solid documentation of what we are going to build before we build it. Don't do anything else but that, please. Look at that, see? So we're waiting to update the document. Writing the campaign brief. Oh, it's creating a campaign brief.md. Look at that. I've documented the full technical and creative brief in the new campaign brief markdown file and initialized our task tracker with a 7-phase build plan. Let me know when you're ready to kick off the first task. Let's take a look at this. So this is our brief here. It's now covering everything we just talked about. You know, we have framework motion, 3 fiber, all the good stuff here, WebGL, Everything's there. Here's the phase breakdown. You don't need to know exactly everything that's happening here, just kind of like the basics so you can follow along, right? So if anything goes off the rails, you can catch it. Okay, phase one is set up framework in WebGL Canvas, install GSAP, Linux 3JS, R3F, set up the basic routing and the Canvas overlay structure. Phase two, build 2.5 shader cans, write the GSL shader, load the 3 provided textures, and map them to the interactive plane. Step 3, develop 3D WebGL backgrounds, create the ambient rotating 3D environment for each of the 3 flavors, implement the GSAP scroll trigger, wire up the Linux GSAP depend to the canvas, build UI overlay and typography. Do you think it would be a good idea to reference the specific images we uploaded in the plan, just so you know how to use the images and what each image is? So see, nothing built yet, guys. And we're still in consulting here, right? So it's updating the brief with the assets. That's what we want. So just updated this. Final polish, preload assets, shaders. Assets are this. Upload it, upload it, upload it. Boom. Great. Okay, fantastic. Do you feel... okay, fantastic. Don't do anything yet. Do you feel that you have everything you need to get started with this project? Ask it, right? Just so it's not, oh yeah, I forgot that we needed that. And it's going to say, I have everything I need, including the finalized brief, the 3D approach, and all the required CAN assets. I'm ready to start phase one whenever you give me the green light. Green light. I like to be cute there. Boom. All right, so now, my friends, we just went from planning and we're moving right into implementation. The implementation is the fun part. This is where we get to see our vision come to life, right? And so now it's going to be building everything from phase one, and it'll be doing everything that we needed to. And then part of the implementation phase is iteration, going back and forth, making sure everything is, exactly to our vision, but there's small edits, right? But you can see here, it's installing all the different dependencies. It's creating an image. I've completed phase one. The framework is set up with GSAP Linux for smooth scrolling, and our base React 3 fiber canvas. I also added the SEO metadata and social preview image. Beautiful. That's what this create image was. We are officially ready for phase two, where we'll set up the 2.5 shader illusion for the cans. Shall I proceed? Yes, please. Proceed. With, what just say? Yes, proceed. Yes, please proceed. So all I did in this round was build out the dependencies, and now it's going to be adding some more things to create the foundation of what we're building. Okay, so whenever you are curious as to what it's doing, to get more specific with how you're building with AI Studio, when it pops up with something like this, all you have to do is click on the little chevron icon, and you'll be able to see everything. It's installing stuff and everything. Let me... Okay, yes, I am sharing my screen. You know, I actually did a whole live, and I went through so many things, and I forgot to share my screen. Crazy, right? Um, okay. I fixed a dependency issue that was causing the crash and successfully completed phase 2. The WebGL canvas is now rendering on our 3 cans using a 2.5 plane approach with subtle floating and mouse tracking animations. We are now moving into phase 3, the GSAP scroll trigger integration. I will connect our Linux smooth scroll to the 3D scene so the cans transition beautifully as you scroll down the page. Shall I proceed with setting up the scroll animations? Okay. Yes, please proceed. Now you may get some errors because it's not building the whole thing for the visual. So it's gonna say, oh, this is not able to be visualized yet. And it's gonna say there's an error, but don't worry about it. Keep going with your plan and it'll build everything that you need. Yes, please proceed. Because so far we haven't touched any of the design or anything. It's been all functional so far. Now, just while this is loading, guys, I want to give you guys a small tip. If you saw something on a website and you're like, wow, that's a really cool animation, I want to do the same thing. Well, you can by simply taking a screen recording of that video, of that animation as you scroll or whatever the animation is, popping it into a tool like Perplexity Computer or Claude Code, and it'll analyze that video frame by frame and spit out a full description, technical brief of how to achieve and what that animation is doing, what the animation is doing, describing it, and also give you some technical things as well, right? What you do with that is just copy that, create a prompt from it using AskAI, pop it into your AI Studio, and it'll build that animation for you just like you saw it on the video. So here we are. I fixed the texture loading issue by switching to a more robust loader, and I've successfully integrated GSAP trigger with Linux. The 3D cans now rotate and move as you scroll down the page, and the text sections animate beautifully. Shall we move on to phase 4 to refine the individual can animations so that each flavor takes center stage as you scroll to this respective section? Yes, please proceed. And again, don't worry about any of the errors. We will be able to fix those errors once we go through the phases, if they still exist, right? And then we'll be able to actually, considering why the assets are not found. So it's building everything right now. And then we'll be able to go through and troubleshoot the errors. I'll go through a troubleshooting phase with you guys, so you're going to understand how to do that with an AI Studio as well. Great, it's building the email capture modal. So this part takes a little bit of time. The implementation phase is the longest phase that you will experience. So don't worry if it takes a long time. And now that we integrated a modal with an email capture, it's prompting us to connect our CRM, which is awesome. But before we do that, let's take a look. I've resolved the text loading error by configuring the 3.js loaders correctly. I also went ahead and completed phase 4 and phase 5. Scroll animations as you scroll can each now take center stage. Email capture modal, I've added a sleek, stay updated CTA that opens a fun branded modal for users to join the waitlist. The core experience is looking incredibly smooth. Would you like to move on to adding some background color transitions or particle effects to make it even more immersive? All right, so let's kind of go back to our scaffold here of what we are building. So that was phase. Here's our campaign brief. So this is phase 5, right? Phase 6. Mm-hmm. Let's see what it says here. We can connect it later. Let's keep on going with what we're doing here. Did you do phase 5? Oh, I think it did. Yeah, it did say that it did phase 5. 4 and 5. So now we just have phase 6, right? Where is my phase breakdown? We have our file here. Okay, phase 6. Develop waitlist module. Okay. Actually, just because it feels like it's jumped around a little bit, but this is why the phasing is so important. So we're going to say, let's take a look at what it was. The core experience is looking experience. Would you like me to move on to adding some background color transitions or particle effects to make it even more immersive? Yes, please. As long as we are following the phased out structure we set out in the plan. Let's go back to our plan. Campaign brief, and we're going to say, did we do everything here already? And then paste it. So that way it can realign with itself, right? All right, so it's doing some stuff here. Okay. I saw something. It popped up for a hot second. Let's just make sure, because it feels like it lost its way with the can structure, with the cans. Let's just pop the cans back in and ask, just in case you need the cans again, here they are. But let's wait and see if the cans came back yet. Something's there. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. So what is that in the background? We don't want that. It looks like it lost the cans, so we're going to go ahead and put the cans back in there. I actually like the designs of the cans that they made too. That is pretty cool. But it does have some weird AI stuff going on with the description there. So better to just replace it with our cans. Haha. Look at the color transition. Yuzu. Aura. Aura. Yuzu. Forest. Citrus. Now, it just looks like this is one section. I want to walk the customer or the viewer through a whole story. So this landing page, or this page should have multiple sections. And have really cool scroll trigger animations for the images as well. It would be great to have different sections, and one section should be about what's in the soda and why it's unique. Make this a whole branded campaign landing page. It should be an experience. Okay. And now we are letting it kind of have some design authority. Pretty soon, if this doesn't quite work, we'll probably want to give it some references, right? Based off the build that we made over here. And then we'll be able to build it out a little bit better here. But let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. I think it could do a good job. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Look what we just saw. Okay, let's see. I thought we just saw something really cool there. All right. But wait, didn't we just see the cans grouping together or something like that? Let me see what's going on here. What happened? The can animations were there. There should be a section where the cans group line up and get featured one at a time. We should also be able to see. And why are they like bricks? I don't like that. Let me see. But let's fix some of the animation, and we can fix some of the design as well. We should be able to see one at a time. Let's do that. Let's see. And then, of course, the modal works. We just have to connect it to our CRM. It's still not doing it. I'm gonna say, weird. Right now, the cans are still floating up and down in one place. For a frame, I want the feeling of different scenes. The first page, the hero should just be one can, and the scenes build out from there. We're gonna get this. But already it looks really cool, right? So we will get this. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Yes, baby, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Nuh-uh. Don't go back to that old style. Okay. Okay. Let's scroll down. Redefining our refreshment. Nothing fake. Yuzu. Forest. Citrus. But wait, what happened? Oh my God. Hold on. Let's see here. How come my image is not sticking? My image must stick. I want this to be dropped here. So weird. I saw the whole scene flow for a moment, and then I guess something got edited, and now the can is stuck pinned and no action is happening except the text and the background changing. What happened? I think it's scared to do some amazing stuff, but don't worry, we're going to encourage it. It's doing such a great job. We've got it. You saw the animation. I wasn't going crazy, right? You guys saw that. That was awesome. It was smooth. It looked really nice. Like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it should be moving by now. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. See that? Boom. It was there for a moment. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Now it's back to being stuck, pinned in the front. Oh my God. Wow, come on now. Come on now. I was doing so good. Watch, it's gonna do it again. Okay, it's fixing the builder. We're gonna get this. It already has it, right? So we just gotta lock it in. It already has it. It can do it. I know it can. All right. Yes, that's what we want. Yes, here we go. Oh no, what happened? The shaders are gone. It looked 3D for a moment. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Like, hey, the cans look weird here. this is where we could just talk about it. So aura. Refined refreshment. We believe soda shouldn't be a guilty pleasure. It should be a vibrant, uplifting experience crafted with the earth's finest ingredients. Nothing fake, real fruit botanicals. Aura. Yuzu. Forest. Look at that animation, guy. That is dope. And yes, I said dope. So you can see you can build anything you want here. And now we have the 3 flavors. Taste the aura. Yes, that's better. Okay, yes, yes. Yuzu. Forest. Citrus. Taste the aura. Yes, guys, look at this. This is beautiful. Top-notch animations here. Something weird is happening right here. I'm just going to screenshot that. When scrolling through this animation, it looks like physics. I don't know if we want physics, but it's good. This is happening. Can we fix this? How cool is that animation, guys? That animation was amazing. And we're using GSAP to be able to build all this. Boom. All right, so, okay, so when I scroll, why is the background looking washed out? I'm gonna see if I can fix this. No, I want the image. For some reason, the background is looking washed out sometimes. Can we fix this, please? Like here. Okay. Taste the aura. Join the movement. Let's see how this looks without the we have our cans. That's a beautiful campaign right there. Say update it. All right, so we're doing good, guys. And remember, this phase in the implementation phase, it's all about iterating back and forth. So that's what we're doing now. We're refining. We're not changing the plan or anything. It's exactly the same. We are just modifying small things. Oh, I mean, okay, that's better. Put the background. So boom, let's join our friends. Boom, Yuzu. But now the color of the background is not changing. Okay, we're getting there. And you see we fixed that issue that was happening before. Slightly. Yeah, it flips. It doesn't give you that broken, which is fine, because the user's going to scroll anyway. But we can move, over. Love how it introduces a bright, zesty explosion of citrus that awakens the senses, crafts a real Japanese yuzu. And what happened to the idea of the pine needles, right? Remember it told us that it wanted to do that? We have the green for forest and orange for citrus. That looks nice, actually. I like this. I like this layout here. Taste the aura. Okay, okie dokie. Okay, now let's talk about what it wanted to do. Remember, image is too large, my butt. Let's go. Come on now. Okay. Remember our idea here? Let's go back to the idea. So this is our idea. And we're just gonna put this. Remember our idea here? And then we'll pop that in. Boom. So that was our animations and integration breakdown. So planning the scroll triggered 2.5 displacement. We want also the yuzu pieces and pine needles and cosmetic, the orange slices popping up in this row here. Like as you scroll. Now, this is another shout out to HighLevel. Guys, if you can implement MCP servers in here where we can plus and connect an MCP, that way we can connect to Higgs field. We can make some incredible websites because it'll generate the images and make everything look really nice and have videos and stuff like that already integrated. Wow, that would be an incredible experience using AI Studio with MCP connected. I feel that's coming up. I hope that's coming up. Okay, now it changed the no, I like what I had before. If it's like, oh, you know what? I like what you had before. Can we go back to that, please? Right? So we will go back to that, please. Let's go back first. No, I like how you had it before. Can we go back to that, please? So this kind of tests out, hey, can we actually go back, right, to a previous design? It was better, and I like this one being yellow first. And then the group running here, right? Because this is easy, just switching the can like that. But what I had before was a really nice advanced grouping. That was really cool. 3 can scene. Hmm. No, I like the scene when you're describing the flavors. Dun, 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 dun. We gotta fix those weird blocks behind there. There we go. That was better. Oh. Okay. Now it created a whole new animation for us. Is it me? Or are the cans darker? Can we make them lighter, please, like the original image? All right, and we are back. All right, my friends. So here we are. Go ahead and share the screen again. So I want to see what this looks like here. So what I want to do is actually, it looks like the can, and that is too far apart. All right. I want that lineup experience. I don't know what the hell that is. Little pixel popping around. We're gonna fix that. It'll be cool also when you click on that, it opens up the 3 cans in the background. And it just like kind of floats. There we go. That's better. So aura, 3 cans. First can, or nothing fake. Oh, I think I'm liking this animation here. Boom. Redefining refreshment. Nothing fake. Yuzu. Deep forest. Citrus. I'm gonna say Well, it does cut over, I guess. I'm going to say when scrolling, the citrus and forest run into each other. Can we please make sure physics is let's make sure they don't crash into each other. And actually now with that positioning, we can actually read it better, right? And it changes colors. That's so nice. I do like that. That is really nice. And you notice that entrance, like the text kind of like bumps into each other a little bit. That's kind of nice. It's like, boom. I'm having fun here. Citrus. Taste the aura. I like that. That's nice. That's a good animation. Boom. Refined. Boom. Refined refreshment. But it's kind of hard to see. Let's just make sure it fixed the other issue we were facing. Boom. Boom. Forest. Uh-oh. And we are highlighting. I wonder if it's going to let me take the picture. Make it small. Yes. So that way you can get a visual of what it's doing. It's always good. The two flavors should be further behind it. Okay, I like that. That's fine. Okay, oh. That's great. Second movie. That's perfect. Yuzu. Forest. The other two are too prominent here. Can they fan out a bit behind the forest so they aren't so centered? See, little tweaks, right? Now I think we have a really nice scene action here. and it flows pretty lovely. So we'll just fix the tweak here. Now, the better quality of the images, like if you have better images that you are using, then that's even better, right? If you have images of the product, right? Or if you go into like Nano Banana Pro or whatever, you can generate some really nice images. That's cool as well. That's good. Forest. That's a cool layout. I think forest. Yuzu. Aura. Want that. Then we have Cosmic. All right, let's take a screenshot. We're going to say, this is looking better, but can we get the forest? Can we move in more to the left and move the other cans so they sort of stack and fan out behind the forest can? Okay. Ah, look at that. Okay, so let's see here. Ba-da-bum-bum. That's a nice entrance. Yuzu. I love how it applied it to all the other ones. Look, Aura. Right, sorry, Yuzu. Forest. And I love that animation there, Citrus. And they just like kind of rotate. That is so cool. I think we made some really nice advanced animations here for this page. Let's take a picture of this pixel here. I think we should take a better picture of the pixel. Oh, I like that one. Stay. All right. Damn, that didn't work very well. Let me find a pixel that I can use. I could just use that. Can we make these feel more involved in the environment, it looks like a gray pixel just floating around. We need light and shaders, and these should look like bubbles. Please. The lighting on the bubbles adjust to where they are on the page. Like a aura on the page. Okay. I love it. Now, one thing we could have said is, I lock in the animation. I love what you did here. This is great, because it really is. And if you had 3D elements, imagine what you could have done with that. Like if you went to spline, right, which is a 3D, oh, look at that. We have the bubbles, guys. We have the bubbles. It did it. No, now we have magic. That is so funny. Like that big bubble that just popped up. That looked nice now. All right. The bubbles look great now. Thank you. I absolutely love the animation you do here, but the text is not readable. Is there a way to fix the readability without affecting the animation? Can we add a aura? All right, so we just want to make sure we consult again with our AI virtual assistant, and it's going to find the best path for us. Oh, the text is probably going to have an aura now. That's kind of cool. A dark aura behind text for readability. Look at these bubbles. I kind of want the bubbles to interact with the cans in real time. So they bump into the physics of the can. So they bump, they move somewhere else. They should interact with the cans and also with the mouse. Now we're getting crazy. Let's see here. That'll be a big bubble to play with. Look at that bubble. I love that. Looks like it has a picture inside of it. Redefining soda. Okay. I think this is a great moment here. Let me figure out why the background's looking grayed out. Can we make it a colorful changing aura? Yes, we can. Guys, the aim for this is to get an award. The awards nomination, but no, we don't need to. This is just fun. Okay. Boom. Please use only the can colors in the aura. So it matches the theme. Because that purple doesn't really match and it kind of throws it off a little bit. But look, the color of you see the color of the bubble? It changes based on the color of the background. That's pretty dope. Aura. Yeah, I don't like that. If you look, it looks like the dark background behind the text is being forced. I don't like the look of that. Is there another way? The only time, really, when it's a legibility issue is when the text is in front of a can. Maybe, I wonder, and that's really only when, that's really only in this section. So again, we're iterating, guys. We're making things more aligned with our vision here. We just turned the pixel dots into something that made sense. Like bubbles from the soda. Okay. Changing colors, they line up. Changing colors, they line up. And boom, beautiful, tasty aura. Let me take this final screenshot picture here and ask it, can we actually move the text and CTA above the cans here and move the cans a bit closer together in the center? Ah, there we go. Tasty aura. Yep. And for this, for the modal pop-up, can we please blur the background with a color changing aura that matches the color theme and have the cans fan out behind the modal form please. So just bloop, and join the wait list. There you go. So literally, guys, in AI Studio, we can build campaigns for new products and build out their lead acquisition, right? And it's still going to be amazing. One thing you also want to make sure, some of these don't play friendly with mobile, but let's double check and we can kind of prompt it to see if we can make it work better with mobile. But let's get all the things in place and we will get it to work. Yep, blurred. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have aura, redefining refreshment. That's kind of cool. It interacts like that. I mean, it's not what I asked for, but that is pretty cool. Still pretty cool. I like that. That is that. Like, I gotta say that is pretty cool. Okay, great. Can we please now? Oh, should I say? Let's acknowledge that was great. You. Can we please now have the bubbles have physics? So if they bump against a can or bump into the user's mouse, it bounces off interactively. This is going next level here, so. If I click on stay updated, what happens? Oh, same thing. That, oh, look at that. So no matter where you are, when you click it, it'll spread out. That is so cool. That's dope. I like that. That is really cool. Adding physics to the bubbles. So now the bubbles will be interactive. They're not just there for a pleasure visual, but they're interactive with the environment, like actual bubbles would be. This should be interesting. Why are they moving so fast, though? I want the bubble. Oh, you know what? Now we're going to add some sound effects. I said, why are the bubbles moving so fast now? Pop. Oh, it's so cool to pop those big ones. Okay, so they slowed down. Oh, look, the physics was there. Can I bounce it? And we're back. All right, so let's go back to our soda pop, right? So here is our campaign here. Let's start from the beginning. Aura. If you scroll, you can see there is some physics going on here, like they're moving. Boom, boom. Yuzu, forest, citrus, taste the rainbow. Let's see here. I fixed the issue blocking the clicks. The text and layout overlay was intercepting your mouse movements, preventing them from reaching the 3D canvas underneath. I've updated the layout overlay to let the pointer events pass through the bubbles, so you can now click and pop them to your heart's content. Really? Really? It looks like it's still... Let me see, that one looks forward. Oh, wait, boom. Can I click this one? No. Pop, pop. This may not happen, but it may. It may happen. Let's see. because anything's possible. This may just take some extra tweaking, but it's really not important. I just did it for fun. I've completely disabled text selection across the page. Still clicking the bubble is not. But you see that physics? That physics is awesome. You see the bubble moving away? Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, it's still. I'm not gonna call it a night because I'm not gonna say it's a failure because of that. But there we go. Maybe. I found the issue. The bubbles were actually running away from your mouse too quickly because of the interactive repulse physics, which made them nearly impossible to click before they moved out of the way. I've made the following updates. Gentle repulsion. The bubbles will now slowly only move away very gently, giving you plenty of time to catch to click them. Pointer cursor. When you hover over a bubble, your cursor will now change to a pointer hand. Will it? That was like right here. It's not working. That's totally fine. We have our landing page. That's awesome. All right. We can work on the popping function later. Like I should be able to freaking pop that one. That one was like right there. I do like the 3D aspect of how they look now. That's pretty cool. I really love that. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, oh, okay. That popped. Interesting. Let's see, let's see. I found the exact culprit. Because the bubbles are constantly floating and moving, they were actually sliding out from under your cursor in the split second between you and your pressed mouse button. When you let it back up, the 3D engine only registers a full click if both actions happen on the exact spot. I fixed this by changing the instant pop. Bubbles will now pop the exact millisecond you press your mouse down, rather than waiting for you to release it. Not working. Can this pop? And it was like right there. Oh, but you saw that physics, how it moved out of the way. That was nice. And I've increased their their size just a tiny bit, so they are easier target to hit. To just troubleshoot this because it's not working yet, can we draw a 3-pixel black square around the hit spot of the bubbles so we can ensure that they are clickable? Okay. Now I created 3D boxes around them, right? That is cool. Okay, I'm clicking the 3D boxes, but click, click. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, look at the shiny reflection. Did you see that? Was that just me that saw that? That is so cool. Wow. Oh, and I see them morphing. You can kind of see it. That is really cool. This is like advanced web design right here. Like when they pass over each other. Fix the issue where the text overlay. That's what it says. I found the culprit. Even though we made their inner text content transparent to clicks, the main page wrapper itself was still acting like a giant invisible shield over the entire 3D canvas, absorbing all clicks before they could ever reach the bubbles. I've completely removed the invisible shield by setting the main wrapper to pointer click events none, while keeping the buttons clickable. I removed those black debug boxes. I also made the bubbles just a tiny bit bigger, so they are a perfect target. You should be able to click and pop them easily. Give it a try. Yeah. No, not yet. There should be a big target right here. Poop. Pop. Nope, no popping. Hmm. That's already really cool. All right, I'm gonna capture a. Oh, can I do that here? Oh yes, I can. A highlight. Creating a professional product campaign page using AI Studio. Perfect. And let's go back to. All right, and we are back, guys. Wow. The All right, well, that stream got interrupted. Let's go ahead and share a screen again. And we're gonna share the bubbles. Where are we? Here we go. I'm gonna share. Where's our thing that we want to share? Hold on 1 second, guys. Ay. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back. Our campaign. All right. Perfect. Okay. So, guys, I think this is a good enough campaign. To actually publish. I'm pretty proud of it here. So now that we went through the implementation phase, let's go to the deployment phase, okay? So now we are ready to deploy. We're going to go ahead and publish it on the top right, and then click on publish. It'll create the information for you already. If it does, you can fill it in there, and we can click on apply and publish. Now you can use a custom domain or whatever you want, but let's take a look at our website for Aura. That's impressive. Being made in AI Studio, all with GSAP, and our framework. Look at that. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial of creating a branded product campaign website from scratch. And we did that all in about 2 hours, give or take the crashing of the browser and stuff like that. But guys, thank you again for joining me. Again, my name is Savion. I'm an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners. And if you'd like us to build something unique and fun for you, um, just reach out to us, message me, or you can comment in the comments there, and I can reach out to you. But again, until next time, you can get 30 days of free AI and high level in the description. Go ahead and make sure you give that a click. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like, and comment just to make sure we can get that engagement going. But thanks again. And if you think anybody could enjoy this video, please share this video with them as well. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are. And thanks again for joining me. My name is Savion with Managed Marketing Partners.